there you go. A maintenance day coming to an end. Okay, so there you go. This is right after the wash. I don't know if you guys can spot the details, but there's plenty of work left to do. Like you can see rusted chains, and yeah, there's a lot of work cut out. You can see the headlamp, the headlight assembly, and the housing. Let me just show you a little more of a close-up. You can see all that crud and dirt still got to come out, and yeah. So this is the first thing that goes on top. It's a 3M car wash and shampoo. It's more like a nice detergent, quite mild, doesn't affect the paint work on the machine. So I shall give a thorough coat of this, and then we shall get back. Now what you do is you go in with a nice coat of rust clean. This is the most important part as far as maintaining any motorcycle goes, especially the ones which come loaded with iron. And it's kind of important that you do it right after the wash. It's because this is the best way to, or in fact you could also go ahead with a coat of this right before the wash. I would highly recommend something like that, giving it a proper shot before the wash. Yeah, kind of exhausted my first one. I always have another one with me. These are the must-haves. So we'll keep the bike resting on the side stand for some time until I can come back, and once it's all dried up you will see me go ahead with some kind of a polish. But before that I'll have to completely wipe it dry and then apply a small coat of protective film from Vista, and that'll be it. So managed to clean the insides. What I do here is I pour very little water, very low pressure from the hose, and just spread it evenly throughout, wait for it to dry naturally, and then go with my microfiber and just wipe it clean. And that's also another important area that you guys to keep a tab on. Clean the insides, clean these areas on a regular basis, because these things kind of can cause you extreme can cause you a lot of trouble on a ride if the wires strip. So and because they're all glued together like this and they just have no place to go, so once in a while just put your hand in, just wiggle things around a bit and see if, look for something which is kind of not supposed to be there in the first place, and then you will be good to go. So that's the whole of it for now. Things look decent enough. They're not smacking clean, but I will get to that later. For now we'll keep it this way, and now for a short spin, just to get all the water to come out, I will go on a short spin. Welcome back, guys. The bike has been resting for some time now. It's about 2 hours since I left it to dry. So now going on top with a Vista Car Care multi-surface shine restorer. Just do a bit of this and start rubbing that on all the surfaces that you want to restore the shine on. So now, because this is microfiber, all that I spray on this, 50% of it might just be absorbed. So I don't mind that. I'm not the kind of guy who is all about saving up on resources. I like to be a little lavish with just about anything in my life. There was a time when a clean, shiny motorcycle mattered, and not anymore. It is an adventure bike, moreover, so who cares if it looks like it's been part of too many adventures? It's all the more good. Okay, so this would be the next most important thing that you need to keep in mind. This can cause you a whole lot of problems if you do not take care of it on a regular level. There, if you can see, I don't know, there is a small drain hole there, right there. Inside this groove, there's a drain hole. This is the water drain hole. So when it rains, like now it is, water tends to seep in through these grooves all around, and it starts getting accumulated here. And for water to not drop into your fuel and get mixed up with the fuel and clog up your fuel pump, there is a small drain hole here through which it runs to the bottom of the tank and comes out through this pipe, if you can see. This one. So the most important thing the most important thing for you to keep in mind is that you ensure that that particular drain hole is not clogged up. So again, with WD-40, what you do is you put the nozzle in and spray quick bursts, and see to it well, if that happens, you know you're good to go. You have successfully cleaned the water drain hole. And nothing like a shot of WD-40, because this thing alone ensures that there is no rust, and if at all there was any, it would just get rid of all of it in one go. So a nice 2-3 quick bursts of WD-40 into that hole is all that you need to do. Another thing that you should keep in mind is kindly lubricate this. This is a rubber O-ring, and you have metal and rubber contact here. So kindly see to it that you just gently put in a layer of grease or something on this, and keep it nice and healthy, because I mean, there are plenty of products in the market which rejuvenate old rubber, but you don't have to go that far. All you need to do is just take a gentle, light, tiny amount of grease, or maybe your used engine oil, and just gently smear it a bit so that this thing stays nice and clean. And also another thing that you guys can keep in mind is maybe if you think it's the right thing to do, just a shot of WD-40 here ensures that there is no rust formation. Again, there's a lot of rust forming already because of low quality metal, but what you can do to counter that is occasional use of WD-40. And another thing, keep this portion, this area clean. So I've got my cloth, and what I do is I carefully and slowly clean the insides of this portion of the fuel tank, and just do your bit, guys. You don't have to be making sure that you've done the best of the jobs. Just do your bit, and things will automatically start working for you. So now moving on to the fork legs. Another area of inspection would be this. After a off-road session, you should make sure that your fork seals are good and there is no leak happening anywhere. If you want to gently give it a nice clean, just do that much, and put the cap or the fork gaiter back on. The other thing that I would be checking now is my cone set alignment and the free play. For that, all you need to do is just hold on to both the legs and pull in a forward and backward movement, and see if there is just the right amount of front and back movement. If there is a little in excess, then you know that you have to retorque the cone set bearings. Well, mine seems totally perfect, absolutely good to go. There is very little forward and backward movement right about here, and that's just exactly what you want. If your cone set is in good nick, then you will have very little forward and backward movement. And also what you can do to check the same is sit on the bike on the rear and then gently move your handlebars on both the directions and see if things move freely without any issues, without getting stuck up anywhere, then you know you have a very good setting right about here at the T-stem bearings. So that's the most important thing, because this can spoil your ride quality greatly if things are not moving freely. I will make a separate video of how to go about removing the lock nut and retorquing the cone set. I don't think there is any need for people to keep changing this part. All you need to do is understand the right tension and the right torque, so that if it's done well the first time, you will never have any issues with it. This is my stock from the factory cone set, 24,000 kilometers, and absolutely no problems. I've done my fair share of jumps and off-roading sessions, so I can for sure say that this part is definitely not defective like how people say. Of course, when you do a jet wash, a water wash, you have to be careful about not having the spray gun spray water here. But other than that, if you find the right torque settings, then this thing will always be as smooth as butter. Okay, so another important thing, something which is super easy to do and can save you a lot of money and time and wasted effort, is to just check if there are spots where your paint's chipping off, and just go ahead and give it a nice shot of any kind of an automotive spray paint. This is a matte black from you guys can read it, SNS or something. I'm not very sure about the quality of this, but then it's a timely thing that I do a timely touch up and it keeps me rolling. So I'll just show to you guys what I mean. So all the spots where I've kind of made a mess with my tire levers, just a coat there saves the whole thing from rusting. That's about it. There you go. So that takes care of rusting for you, and like you can see, that's all there is to maintaining these wear and tear parts. There's nothing more to it. And that's about it. A quick touch-up job with a regular 200-300 rupees spray paint, and you've saved yourself a lot of trouble. Well, that's how the bike looks now. As you can see, one nice wash and care gets you something as good looking and as sexy as that. So there you go, a maintenance day coming to an end. I also have some chain lubing to do, which I'll make as a separate vlog. Chain cleaning, adjusting and lubing.